Hi guys, welcome back to the Mini Machine Shop. I'm Dave. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while. I've been really busy here. I got a ridiculous quote on a solar system, so I've got a 3.2 kilowatt system on the roof now. There's a lot of work interacting with them, trying to get everything done nicely. As cars go by, I'm just going to stop talking because I don't know. The sound bounces off the wall or something here, and it's pretty intense when I'm doing editing and playback. I raised the lathe up, finally got the screws, so in a little bit I'll bring the camera around and show you guys the lathe and how it came out, my comments on it. Made some sandpaper handles, got a whole set now, acrylic, just used, what is it? It's a Krylon spray adhesive in a can. Yeah, here comes the car. So it came out pretty nice. I got a whole set. This is what? 320 grit. There's 3000. So there's a whole bunch of 800, 1200. There's another one in there. But I did realize when you're doing acrylic on the lathe, because I'm trying to do this little rounding and stuff, make a handle out of it, make it look better. You have to go real low RPM because otherwise it just melts it and makes a big mess. If you're doing like 200 RPM or something, it cuts it really nice and really clean looking. So just a tip on cutting acrylic, milling it. Starrett's having a promotion. I guess they have the catalog over there. Some kind of promotion, I don't know. This stuff's really expensive, so I kind of stay away from it. I just go with Mitutoyo or whatever. You can see there's a lot of junk on the bench here. I've been spending a lot of time here making insert holders. Well, here's one. I screwed up 3 of them trying to do it because I couldn't get this one angle right. It just kept winding up with a huge square point. And the hole was off all the time, so on some of them. So next video I'll probably show making the last one. I've made 2 successful, came up with a technique to make them where they're right on every time, and I didn't realize it, but all the inserts are the same IC, 1/4 inch or whatever, but the thickness varies, so you got to make the tool holder specifically for a specific insert. So I've got a nice set here for the aluminum inserts that I've shown, and I've got to make one more, actually 2 more. One more I want to have in the fly cutter. No, yeah, just one more. So that'll be the last one. And on the fly cutter too, I hope everybody listened to me when I was talking about Amazon mismarked the price on Ultradex inserts. $11 for 10 of them. Yeah, they went up to, they're $77, $78 now. But I got the 10 of them for 11 bucks, and I tried it on steel. Oh my goodness. So I'll bring the camera over here on the bench, show you a couple of things, and I'll show you this finish. It's crazy. And then I'll show you making a gib, so stand by. Alright, there it is, finally up on jacks. And boy, it's a pain too, wrestling this thing. But first, the paint that's supposed to match this came from the bed extender, where you can get the longer bed on a little machine shop, and in their note they said satin colonial red, Rust-Oleum. So that's the color if you guys need it for the Harbor Freight. Putting it up's got some pros and cons. The pro is, yeah, this used to be a little teeny gap and I couldn't get under there to get the chips out. Same way with the back. So that's kind of cool. The height is different, I'll tell you that. So I guess that's a pro. Yeah, I think it is pro. I kind of like it higher. The con is my mill table will hit the motor. So I had to move it down a little bit more, but let's see what happens over time. Because I don't think I have to go that far over. I'm almost on the edge of the vise and I've still got a nice gap, so I should have enough room. The other pro was really shocking to me. I guess when you're bolted down to the chip pan and you run the motor, the pan is making noise. It's like an amplifier. Having 2x4s here that I ran through the table saw that just kind of square them up, make them look nice, is absorbing it. It's quieter. That's it. That is significantly quieter to me, guys. So, if you guys want to raise it up, it's kind of cool. And like I said, though, it's a pain. Oh, the screws were 6mm by 1.0, 50mm long, and I still have the original feet under there, and they just go in this about halfway, so you get plenty of thread. And I think the 50mm was the longest that I could get. So there it is for putting it up on jacks. Alright, a few things just to say. I'm just loving the finishes on this. This was just playing around, making a part. Threading's beautiful nowadays, and the finishes are just beautiful with the, this was what? Oh, this was the aluminum one that I showed in one video, but there's that. And oh yeah, Troubleshooting. He's got a video showing the difference. He's trying to take rust off of different things, showing the electrolysis versus vinegar. And the electrolysis in his video didn't work, but the vinegar was doing beautiful things, so I figured this was a nice shiny tap. It just had a couple of rust spots down in here, so I took a little shot glass, put vinegar in it, let this sit in it overnight, and it completely ruined my tap. I mean, this doesn't clean up. So if you got something that's incredibly rusted and bad, you can probably do it in vinegar, just set it in there. But if you got something that's kind of nice and you want to get a few rust spots off of it, don't stick it in vinegar. It's going to wreck it. So that's trash now. What else have I got? Yeah, I guess I was going to... This was the Ultradex insert, and this is the finish that I got. See if I can angle it. I don't know. The light kind of reflects or whatever. This is almost a mirror finish. I mean, this is just smoother than glass. And I did have the power pack that goes in the wall that runs the power feed on the mill. The pack is not regulated. It's 15 volts out. But as the handle turns on the mill, I was getting surging because of the weight balance where the handle is. It was going vroom, vroom, and it was giving me a weird pattern. So I put a 12 volt regulator in the line, and that got rid of the surging, and it's just beautiful. So Ultradex does an incredible job on steel, just like those aluminum inserts do an incredible job on aluminum. And I'm loving this guy. This is just, I mean, beautiful. The difference in the finishes, because I was using this with the Ultradex on this guy. So there's that. And yeah, this was one of the failed ones. This is the old. I guess, you know, I might be able to see the pattern in there somewhere. This was before the regulator was put in there, in the surging. Oh, definitely you can see it on that one. That was the surging effect. So it's all nice and clean. Now I'm going to try to make one of these guys, and I'm thinking you can just clamp it in the vise. This was an experimental piece, and I went in too far with it, so I gotta cut this down. This is like the right thickness. It's thicker, so I'm gonna try to, I guess, cut this up here and fly cut it to thickness, and then start showing you guys how I'm gonna make it. I hope it works. Alright, I've got it cut off almost to length. So I'm just going to drop it in here and finish off both faces and get it exactly to the right length. Looks like I have to take off quite a bit, probably almost a 1/4 inch. And I've got to find something here, because when I was doing all those insert holders, these suckers are magnetic and the steel is sticking to everything. So I tried a few things here to demagnetize and not really that successful. So I'll bring one over here. There's a lot of reviews on YouTube on this stuff, and this was the guy that I bought, and it does a great job magnetizing. It doesn't doesn't do anything to demagnetize, so beware, heads up. Alright, I'll bring you back when I've got it cleaned up. Alright, so I'm at length. Clean this up a little bit. Chips all over the place. There. So now I just have to bring it to thickness. What did I do it? There it is. Alright, deburred the ends. A little bit longer. Alright, I guess I'll take it down a little bit more then. Should have checked it before I pulled it out. Alright, so I'm going to do, I guess I'll bring it down a little bit more, and then I'm going to set up for fly cutting. So I just put it in on some nice clean parallels here. Yep, that'll work. Clean up that, flip it over, and then bring it to thickness. So bring you back. Alright, one side of it's done. Not the greatest finish in the world, but it's just a generic fly insert. Now, I'm going to bring it to thickness. Where's the gib? There it is. I've got to go to 0.224. What's the other way? 0.223 and a half. So 0.224. What am I at now? 0.245. So I've got a little material to take off and bring it back when I'm at thickness. Alright, I'm at thickness. Actually went 2,000ths too far. It's at 223. Yeah, it should have been 24, 25. What's the accuracy on both sides? This one is 2225. This one is 223. I need to use the really accurate micrometer here. Let's see just how good it is. I gotta hold this in my lap here, so it's not going to be in the camera. Alright, one end I'm getting 2233, 2232, 2232. The other end I'm getting 2229, 2229. So about a half thou off. Alright, so now I just want to clean up one side, and then I'm going to flip it over and end mill it to height. Well, thought I'd show at least one pass of milling. I don't think everybody wants to sit here and watch me mill this whole thing down. There's tons of videos on that, so here we go. And there it is, one pass. Exciting. With a kick. Engage the power feed and go full tilt. You can watch how fast this handle turns, because I can't move it that fast. Stand back too, man. Chips are flying everywhere. that's that worm gear, and it can haul. I'm at pulse width modulation 100%. Alright, let's see if this is going to work. This is the tough part. So this is the face that touches, so this is going to be machining it this way, that angle. So put that down like that, so I remember, and I am going to use the power feed because the final cut I want it to be smooth. So let's see here. Alright, I'm going to go in. I'm going to go full speed here until I get closer. Probably take deeper cuts than that, but there's barely have a bevel there that I can see. With bevels, all of a sudden it goes real fast. Probably taking 5,000 cuts. Let me see what I'm taking here. Getting the DRO on. I just kind of crank the handle. Taking 8,000 cuts. That's starting to do some work. Face I had so far. Getting kind of close. Instead I'm cutting that face. Yeah. Alright, go quite a bit more here. Let's keep going. is pretty far away from the vise. How far do I want to go? Because if I'm going to flip this over, wow. I think I'm going to do just kind of a finishing cut on this surface, flip it over, and go the other way and see how far it goes. So, dig it in a little bit more and then do a finishing cut. Alright, so take it in a couple of towels, and I want to go real slow. I want a good finish. Speed 39. Like dust coming off almost. There it is. I'm curious to see what that looks like. So let's take it out of there and flip it around. See how close I am to the... Oh yeah, it's a nice finish. Real smooth, and yeah, a little bit off from here to the thing. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to flip it over like this and clamp it. So I need to go to a shorter parallel, like this one. Make sure it's spotless down in there. Yeah, nothing got in there. Parallel super clean. No, it's not. It's got junk on it there. So if I were to flip it over to do the other side, yep, I can clamp it. I can clamp it by quite a bit. This may need a custom parallel, because I'm not going to be able to go that far down. That's about 50%. Where's the caliper? Hang on. The total thickness is 0.4, and if I went down, is it 0.2? 0.25, 214, 210, close enough. How far did I go down? I almost went down 50%. Alright, where's the light? Yeah, I did. It's just it's like 30 thousandths up. So, how am I going to do this? Because I want to cut that angle, right? This is cut. That's the face there. And I want to cut the other face. So what I have to do, it's poking up far enough, huh? It has to come up just a little bit more. I don't have any shins or anything. Where's the shins? smallest one I have is this. That's going to take it up too much. So I don't have anything. As I need what? I need about 30 thousandths up to make the other cut. Yeah. If I can come up 30 thousandths to make that cut, I just made a gib. So let me see what I can do. Got it figured out. If I take my shortest parallel here, and I've got an assortment of these shins and stack it on there, it gets it right where I want it. So clean this guy up, get him in there. Clean this guy up, put him on top of it. No, get on top there. And this is going to go in there this way. Get my fingers in there. Oh, it just grabs it. Something fell. Yeah, the parallel's coming off. Put it back on there. There. Get this thing out of the way. Alright, what fell? Nothing fell. Yep, he's just grabbing it quite a bit. Oop. Pushing down on there hard. Clamp it, and it's ready to go. Alright, unlock this. Alright, so I'm just going to do some cutting here and I'll bring you back. There it is, making the final cut. Real slow. Scary, I had to take the dovetail cutter way down 2 thousandths off the vise. But it's making it. Then I'll take it over to the bench here and take a look at it. I don't get why this part is so thick, because the face is the same size as the actual gib that came out of the lathe. Shouldn't matter, all the dimensions are the same, thickness, height. This should work. There it is. Alright, let's take it over to the bench. Well, idiot, a small problem. I didn't use the 60-degree cutter, I used the 45-degree cutter. The angles don't match. So that's why if I would have, oh actually I can put it back in there and I can put the 60-degree in it and that would explain why this is so thick. So, but this is highly doable. So I'm probably going to put it back in there. This is the 60-degree, right? Didn't it say on it? Can you read it? No, this says 45-degree. So why I had measured this was 60 degrees. That is not 45. What am I looking at? No idea here. But I do know the angles are not matching. I need something flat to put it on. Here's a piece of wood. Does that match that? No, it does not match. Let me get the cutter out of the mill. this should say 60 degree, right? I can't read anything here. Magnifying glass. What is this? Indonesia. 60 degrees. That's 60 degrees. And if I put that up against this, it matches. So I'm cutting this wrong. Yeah, I'm doing it wrong. Oy boy. I need a 30 degree. Is what I need to do this. Because I can't. Can I hold it like this? No, I can't hold it like this. So if you had a 30 degree cutter, you can put it in the vise like this, and you can do that, and it'll come out just right. Well, let me go and see on Amazon how much a 30 degree cutter is, and if they even make it. Alright, well, I guess that's the end of this video. Just kind of proving that you can clamp it, you can make it. So, well, I hope everybody enjoyed.